Hey guys, welcome back. I wanted to just update y'all regarding post-op days 2 through 5. Disregard my little onesie. I got a vertical incision and it goes kind of low and then it comes above my belly button. So I'm either wearing some leggings that come up pretty high, or I'm in a onesie so that nothing's bothering my incision. So just to talk about a few things. Pain wise, during my whole hospital stay was okay. It was pretty manageable. It usually stayed around 3 or 4. There was a span of 6 hours at one point that it got up to about a 6 or 7, and no pain medicine was really helping it at all. But I discovered that it was gas pains. Unfortunately, when you have a open surgery, the gas is going to get in and get trapped in there, and it's going to result in us being fairly gassy over the next few days after the surgery. So you want to make sure you're getting up, walking, so everything is moving, and it kind of allows that gas to kind of move out the body. And just remember that first time you get up, second time maybe, third, especially that first, it's gonna be pretty rough. But after you kind of get used to how to move and manage everything, it'll get a lot better. So you want to make sure you're walking as often as possible without pushing yourself too hard. I probably walked 5 to 6 times a day for about 600 to 700 feet each time, which sounds like a lot, but it wasn't too much. And I was going at a pretty slow pace because you're not gonna be jumping up out of bed and jumping up, and everything you do is gonna be really slow. Just because my pain level was low, but if I started like doing too much activity, it would have increased my pain. But just due to the soreness and everything, movements are very slow. Um, oh, my one hack is some doctors, they worry about you having bowel movements. Some of them, they kind of wait till you get home and see how you're doing with that over the next few days after you get discharged. I personally kind of really wanted to get my bowels moving before I went home. So my mom suggested that I drink some warm prune juice, which worked like a charm. Like I drunk I ordered a carton of prune juice with my dinner when I was at the hospital, and I drank half of that. I had my husband warm it up, and I drank half of that, and it worked like within 30 minutes, really. And so I actually had my first bowel movement the day that I left. And make sure they usually give you stool softeners. So even if your bowels start moving when you're at the hospital and when you get home, make sure you still take the stool softeners as prescribed, as precautionary, because you'll start having bowel movements and then it'll stop, or you'll start having issues. So that'll just kind of keep you regular, because you don't want to be stopped up. Um, Let's see, as far as my appetite in the hospital, I really didn't want anything too heavy. Um, Unfortunately, my hospital had terrible food, really terrible food. I finally found that the tomato soup was good, but it was bad. So I wasn't really eating too much while I was there. As far as I've been home, I still been kind of eating. I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, and nothing really heavy. Um, I tried some potato soup, and that was a little bit too heavy for my stomach. I started getting really bad gas pain, so just make sure you be wary of what you eat. Um, I've been eating my stomach. It really agrees with a bunch of the fruits and most of the vegetables. So try not to get anything too heavy, but all of us different. So you can test it out. You might do just fine with a regular meal, but just make sure you kind of ease into it. Um, let's see. So my hemoglobin ended up dropping to 8 point something. So I ended up still needing a blood transfusion. And then later on that day, I ended up spiking a fever. And so they gave me some for the fever and monitored me for about 24 hours. And then I was able to get discharged. So I had my surgery on the Monday, and I was able to go home that Thursday on Thanksgiving. And make sure you have, okay, talking about discharge. Let me make sure I cover everything before I go into discharge. Oh, make sure you're really advocating for yourself. Um, I really had some good, you know, representation. My doctors was awesome. I had some awesome nurses, but I kept complaining that I was having chest pain, and then it tends to be quite common after surgery because they said the air can get trapped up in the lungs also, and then you get that soreness. But it was persisting later into the week, so I was concerned about that. So they ended up doing a chest X-ray to make sure, and it ended up being okay. But I don't know. It took a while. I had to bring it up several times before they did something about it. But I'd rather be safe than sorry. So,